You're listening to part 2 of a conversation with Clay McCombe from the Denver Regional Council of Governments. In part 1, we discussed how a contractor can join the Colorado Contractor Hub. In this part, we're going into more detail about how a homeowner can interact with Power Ahead Colorado and how contractors can benefit from the Contractor Hub. As always, follow us on Spotify or YouTube, and thank you for listening. When we say contractors, I guess we should clarify real quick. What kinds of contractors?
Yeah, great question. I'll share my screen one more time. You messed and gave me permission once, so now I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah, for sure, anytime.
So this is the Power Ahead website. We just did data on the last 4 months of usage here, and the Find a Contractor tool was like 10x the most used feature on our website. So everyone's exploring this. Here's my zip code. Yes. When I type in what I'm looking for a heat pump and HVAC, water heater, energy efficiency and weatherization, electrical upgrades, appliance install and service, renewables and backup power, and then transportation charging and whole home.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
So when you sign up, you list what your services are, and you'll pop up there. But if I just want heat pumps and HVAC, I'll hit search, and here's who's showing up. Even more, and then let's go minority-owned business. Okay, so let's go Mitchell Heating. This is their service territory. Wow, they serve a lot of Colorado. They have a special offer, a $50 spring tune-up special. I know I'm promoting the competition on your podcast, which isn't very nice.
No. Shout out Mitchell Heating.
They have they've uploaded their mechanical license in Douglas County, and here's some of Mitchell's work.
Awesome.
And here's the tune-up special. So yeah, those are the sorts of contractor or services. But if I wanted to do like whole home, which I know you guys do a lot of, we could do that too. And really we need more help breaking into that market, that industry. I'm obviously super heat pump focused and HVAC, but you can see all sorts of contractors are available to be listed here.
So really it's anyone in our energy efficiency trade space that would look to participate here.
Yep. %1,000,000.
Wow. Yeah. Any home perform. That's awesome. That's good clarification, because in my head, I'm thinking like this is mostly HVAC, so it's good to know it's a good range of that home performance sphere. That's sweet. So now with that, you showed the customer end of that, and that's a different website. As far as I understand, I see like the Colorado Contractor Hub website, and then Power Ahead Colorado is a different website. What does that look like for a homeowner? How are they hearing about the program, as compared to like how a contractor hears? How are homeowners hearing about this? How are they knowing?
Yeah, I don't think they really know about the Contractor Hub, if that's what you're asking.
I mean, Power Ahead Colorado in general, those kind of services. How's that getting out there,
Yeah, like I said, we have a pretty robust marketing budget. So we created a commercial using a local artist from Firestone, Colorado, Brian Miller, and he actually did our Zoom backgrounds here as well.
Thanks.
But our commercial it ran all throughout the Winter Olympics. It is running through the World Cup, and we signed on as a sponsor for the Denver Broncos next season. So we're going to be sponsoring the pregame show. And then we're also thinking of some like interactive marketing ideas. I won't give too much away, but giant heat pump installations in like very busy parts of the city for people to see, or like there was one idea of like creating like a Power Ahead boy band. Like calling them they even had a name. It was calling them you guys remember the band 98 Degrees from the 90s? Yep. Be like 72 degrees as like
Love it.
That's sweet.
We're trying to get the word out in a lot of marketing ways, but we're also doing like earned media. Like we're doing case studies of folks that have had heat pumps installed. We're
Yeah.
doing workforce case studies, and then a ton of community engagement as well.
Mhm.
You know, giving funds to neighborhood organizers, nonprofits to help spread the word about these rebates that we're going to have and just the program in general to communities that sometimes don't get those resources.
Mm,
So
that's
that
cool.
was actually my next question, Clay. You know, we have so many different incentive programs floating around Colorado right now. And it sounds like you guys are going to have your own pool of rebates through this, correct? You want to touch on that a little bit, what these incentives are going to be for? Is it strictly for heat pumps, or are there claimable weatherization rebates, anything like that?
Yeah, just heat pumps for now. That's kind of the scope of our grant, and really, yeah, we're looking to partner with like weatherization programs and things like that. But that is what those rebates will be for. They're going to start out at a flat rate across any income level and across any equipment too. It's just there's some rebate programs that do it based on the amount of tons in and how many tons from a customer, like, you know, how many tons is my heat pump? I don't.
Yeah.
So well, the name of our game is simplicity in a
Mhm.
very complex industry. So it will be a flat rate. And then also we've made it so that these are stackable with Xcel Energy's incentives and other incentives too. What we're going to have is once our incentives go live and we're working on Xcel's, we're going to have little badges right here. And every incentive program that your company is enrolled in will display a little badge of that brand. So if they're an Xcel partner, they'll have a little Xcel Energy badge here. And if they're in our program, they'll have a little Power Ahead badge here.
Okay.
So, you know, as a customer, hey, am I leaving money on the table by picking a contractor that isn't enrolled in all these programs? And the lists don't talk to each other. So
Yeah.
badges are how we're trying to get the lists to talk to each other and again, make it easy, make it simple.
That is good, man. Yeah, that's perfect, because I know when I was looking for someone that was involved in heat pump rebate programs, it took a long time to find someone that was connected to the multitude of them that are out there. Of course, me being for Oregon, but there was two big ones that I knew I wanted to touch on because they were going to be right off the bat, you know, a flat rate, and then another one that could be percentage based. And I needed a contractor that was with both of them and was installing the right equipment, which is another major part of what you were talking about earlier with the correct install. And yeah, it took a long time because, like you said, the lists don't talk to each other. So it was, okay, well, that one works on this website, and I had to go back to the other website and look for there. And then, you know, and some contractors too, like on their websites, and if you call them, are like, yeah, we're totally on the list. They're not.
Yeah.
People will just straight up lie and be like, yeah, we totally offer these rebates. And then they come to you in person. This happened. They come to you in person and they'll talk to you and they're like, yeah, you're going to get this rebate. And I'm looking at the numbers like, that's a $500. This was supposed to be $2,000. Like, well, I'm really losing money on this. Like, all right, I don't trust you, you know, with good reason. And they just weren't on the list at all. So having that list for homeowners to be able to go see, or, you know, for anyone in business owners, whatever, going to install a heat pump, that's huge. Let's talking to each other. What is the traffic on Power Ahead, Colorado? Like how many people go through there, if you can share that?
Yeah, we've had, let me see. I just saw this stat this week, so I know it's fresh in my chat channel. And I think we've had for the site in general, we launched it in January, the Power Ahead website. Yeah, we've had over 250,000 visits to the main site since January.
Yeah.
And far less than that, I'd say like maybe a couple thousand to the Contractor Hub. So, but our marketing is for Power Ahead. We don't have commercials and billboards for the Contractor Hub. And it's just less foot traffic too. I mean, we're talking about the general public versus a very niche set of tradespeople. So we're not expecting it to be at that level either.
Right. Number wise, though, that makes sense for contractors to be a part of the Colorado Contractor Hub. Because if you're getting a lot of traffic on Powerhead, I wanted to kind of, I guess, gauge where the leads were,
Oh,
to
sure.
sweeten the pot for contractors. Like, okay, well, why would I sign up for this if there's like one lead every 2 months? That's like, why, So you're saying like traffic wise, you need contractors because there's a lot of good traffic for homeowners.
Yeah, we have a little over 60 contractors in the hub right now, and total since we launched the contractor finder in the hub, I think we've had 50 leads is what was reported last since we launched across all of those businesses. And remember, that's without any incentives attached. So that's just organic. I'm looking for a contractor and happened to find this new website and found it. Now, once our incentives go live and our rebates go live, contractors will have to be on the hub in order to qualify for those. So obviously that's the incentives are going to drive a ton of traffic. And if you're signed up now to the hub, you'll be the first to be eligible for those rebates.
Yeah.
And so it is in people's contractors' best interest to sign up now if they want to take advantage of them. But yeah.
And how do those leads look from a contractor's perspective? Is it like the homeowner will directly reach out to you with a phone call, or do the contractors get a lead and they need to call the homeowner?
All right, make me share my screen again.
Gotta do it.
Okay,
this is good. This is good information. We need to see it. And it's very streamlined on that contractor end. Like it's not a janky old 90s website, or early 2000s website. So
yeah,
it looks good. It's worth showing off.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick on Jason because he's a good friend, and I'm gonna request a fake consultation. I actually picked on Jason during a panel at the COSA event a month or two ago. He was in the audience, and I've generated a fake lead in real time. And I asked him if he got it while I was on stage, and he had actually gotten an organic lead while I was doing the fake lead.
Nice.
He thought it was mine, and he was like, "No, I just got a real lead." And I was like, "Oh my god!"
Perfect.
What?
I know.
That's good. That's awesome.
It was crazy. So let's do the Dr. Cog website or address, and we're gonna pretend like Dr. Cog is a single family home. We're just going to say test, Clay, and how should the contractor reach out to you? Email, phone call, or text. So I'll hit text. My email, there's my email, my phone number. Everyone who sees this can text me. I really don't care. Just hit me up. And then what are the details? Is it immediate? Soon or flexible? I'll say flexible. I'm just thinking about it. This is a test, Jason. I'm so sorry for getting your hopes up. Keep up the great work. Okay.
Well, you get a free shout out on the pod. So
there we go. So and this is important too. A consultation with a pro is an important step. To ensure each inquiry is met with attention, please be ready for a detailed discussion about your needs. But this is like a pretty warm lead. This isn't just a cold call. So I'm going to get in touch. And then I think the coolest part is get another quote. 2 more
nice
businesses. And then I won't click it, but all my information that I just put in for Jason, if I hit request consultation, it will just send that same request to these entities. So I'm getting multiple quotes right off the bat.
Wow.
Yeah, that's huge. Getting these homeowners to get more than one quote because, man, heat pump quotes look vastly different contractor to contractor.
man, I got one 21,000 and I got one 11,000 for the same
Yep.
piece of equipment.
And even there's like the race to the bottom is the term I hear, right? Like,
Yes.
so the 11,000 wins more often than not, but what are the cost? What happened at that install? Why is it so much more affordable?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
corners are being cut, and what has to come back out for service, and it ends up costing more, you know. And as a customer, it's really hard to know. It's hard to gauge trust with a business that, you know, it's in their best interest to tell you everything you want to hear. So
Yeah.
those Google reviews being linked live, and these businesses can't, like, you know, really control that. And Google reviews aren't necessarily the source of truth and all be all. There's some, I've had a business before and I've been totally roasted in Google reviews.
Yeah.
So it's not perfect, but like it's a little transparency, which is more than anything else.
For sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
one thing I did want to ask Clay is, I think the period for this program is 5 years. Is that right? So is the plan, has it always been this program will sunset after those 5 years? Or is there more of like a forward thinking approach? Like, sure, we have 5 years to implement this, but we want to keep this work going and we have a plan to push it past, even if it's a quote unquote different program. Do you guys have something in mind once this Power Ahead Colorado does sunset? How can you continue the great work that you guys are doing?
Yeah, absolutely. And we're always looking for great questions. I remember the last time Chance always has just these really complimentive questions.
Thanks, Clay.
Yeah, we definitely want to keep it going. I mean, I think I look at Efficiency Vermont. They're kind of a nonprofit that actually started as a government program doing the same sort of work, and then they spun off into their own nonprofit. I don't know if what the future holds for us, but we are looking for other sources of funding to braid into what we do. Obviously, I was pursuing the Excel Energy deal for a while, and that's, you know, just 2 years with them, so it's still within. Our program is set to end in October of 2029.
Yeah.
So whether that's utility partners, whether that's the state energy office, other sources of funding, staying at Dr. Cog, spinning off into a third party. I don't know what the future looks like. It would be great to keep this work going. But also our rebates won't last forever. And market transformation is like, you're kind of supposed to work yourself out of a job if you do it right.
Totally.
So
hopefully enough people get heat pumps to where we don't need all of these rebates. It becomes the new normal. It becomes the new furnace. And I guess when you're sitting there, Clay, at the end of 2029, when you look back on the last 5 years, what metric are you looking at to say this program was a success?
Yeah. We have metrics that the EPA is expecting us to deliver that determine if it's a success. Some of those are administering a very large amount of rebates. I think it's like 30,000 to 40,000 rebates in the next 4 years.
Wow.
So doing that, our low income program, which we're calling Comfort for All, fully retrofitting 1,600 low income households, no cost to them. That's going to be starting soon. For me, my Contractor Hub deliverable is to serve 1,000 contractors.
Okay.
One way or another. Serve is a pretty broad term, intentionally. And then for the workforce side, our Green Workforce Hubs program is launching, and our goal is to add 3,800 new workers to the building science trades by the end of the year. 4,000 fresh blood workers into the industry.
That's awesome. And does that piece come from maybe like outreach at high schools, community colleges, universities, that type of thing?
Yeah, we're opening 5 green workforce hubs. 3 of them are open right now and have actually started enrolling students. But we'll do a grand opening with ribbon cuttings this summer. But we have 5 green workforce hubs that are physical locations that can take in a job seeker. They'll meet with a green career navigator, and then they'll talk about options and pathways. If you want to get into weatherization, here's what the pathway looks like. Here's some partner training orgs we can sign you up with. Electrician, here's an electrical apprenticeship that we can sign you up for. HVAC, so we will have that kind of navigation. And then any barriers that they have. I don't have boots. I need childcare covered while I take this training. I don't have
those wraparound service pieces.
We have funding for that too.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, we're actually doing something similar on a much smaller scale with the city of Fort Collins. We're developing a bunch of video material that we'll take to every high school in Fort Collins that basically just tells all these high school kids, here's what all these energy efficiency or home performance trades are. Here's how to get integrated into them. You don't need a degree. Here's what they can pay. Here's how to get signed or get started in that field. Just to get these, juniors and seniors in high school excited about these trades, because I think the world is changing so much. And from the standpoint of when I was growing up, it was pushed in all of our heads. You have to go to university. You have to get a 4-year degree or you're going to get left behind. And wow, I think that couldn't be further from the truth nowadays, especially when you're talking about home performance trades. I mean, we obviously all work with contractors on a daily basis, and some of these companies and individuals are doing extremely well for themselves, and they don't have higher education. They just took the training and got the licensures that they need to perform the services in their specific field, and they've made a really great life for themselves and their employees. So I love that you guys are trying to get almost 4,000 people integrated into that workforce, because we're really going to need it.
Absolutely. And how do we get them in? How do we market this? And a few hooks that I've been thinking about lately are like, number one, AI can't do this.
Yes.
Like AI is not going to bend conduit in a mechanical room. Like the other is like just doing a math comparison of 2 high school graduates. One joins an apprenticeship, year 1 HVAC apprenticeship, what they're making. And then the other student goes to a 4-year degree, average $37,000 in debt. And then maybe they're getting $50K in an entry-level job when they get out. If you compare those 2 students at the end of those 4 years, the tradesperson is almost $200,000 ahead of the college grad, and the college grad is also in debt. So, and that's just math. That's just public numbers, and I think we need to talk about the numbers more.
Oh, absolutely. And when it comes to if you're an individual that wants to work for themselves, what better way to do that than working in these trades? That's the pathway to owning your own business, is working in the home performance field, if you ask me.
Preach it, brother.
Well, thank you so much, Clay. Is there anything you wanted to add, Cam, before we kind of slowly wrap up here?
No, I am still here. The camera died, but
Okay, awesome.
yeah, just anything else Clay had for on this last idea of Colorado Contractor Hub.
Yeah, is there anything else you wanted to preach about, Clay?
Yeah, this is a new feature, a new endeavor for us, and so any feedback that contractors that might be listening to this, any feedback they have on how to improve it, and then on the flip side, if you haven't heard about this, definitely sign up. We'd love to walk you through it too. If you're even skeptical, I mean, we're not here to sell you anything. This is totally free. In fact, you're getting $1,500 from us for signing up. So it's I don't want to be another government program pushing something on the industry. And so really just, if I had one message to give, it's that our intention was just to finally put the contractor first. And all these programs that come out with rebates, they think about the customer,
Mhm.
the homeowner and consumer as the customer. And we really designed this hub thinking of our contractors as the number one customer.
Yeah. I think that's the right way to go. And I think you guys are doing some really phenomenal work, Clay. And from a training body perspective, we're super appreciative of what you guys are doing to spread the word. So thanks so much for coming on and talking about it. As always, you're welcome anytime. Anytime you want to preach about what you guys got going on, please come back.
Yeah, that's sweet. Well, awesome. Thank you all for listening. All of the information about the Colorado Contractor Hub, Powerhead Colorado, those links, and then the same information from the last podcast, if you're good with it, Clay, the LinkedIn, Dr. Cobb website, and your email, if you're fine with that, will also be in any descriptions on here.
Yeah, add me on LinkedIn. I post way too much, but like I'm very transparent about all of our program stuff going on. So if you want to learn more, beware. I'm annoying on there, but
and you've got hot takes, man. Hot takes on
Yeah, you
state life.
do.
I hate that clip so much. But anyways, yeah, add me on this. Thanks for having me on.
All
Thanks,
right.
Clay.
Yeah, appreciate it again. Thank y'all for listening, and feel free to again follow us on Spotify or YouTube as always.